everyone, welcome to Game Gorgon. My name's Indigo.
And I'm Krug, and today we're here to talk to you about, what are we doing?
Patreon.
Today we're here to talk to you about Patreon.
That's it.
We have a Patreon now.
We do. Links will be in the description. We're opening a Patreon because, one, we need money. This takes time and effort, and getting some sort of recuperation would be helpful if you have the option to do that. That's the key. If you have the ability to give out, we don't want you to go into the poorhouse if you can't afford to give us money. Like, that's don't do that. That's not the point of this.
We wouldn't have purchased all the things that we purchased to make all this stuff work if we couldn't afford it.
Yes,
like, this isn't going to make or break our lives, but it would be super nice to be able to, one, like, recoup the money for the cost of the things we've already purchased, and two, buy other better things that we currently cannot afford, like cameras and stuff like that. That would just make the entire production way easier. And better, hopefully. And something else we wanted to mention is that we have a bunch of different methods by which you can contribute financially to QueueTimes. There's subscribing on Twitch. There's very recently memberships on YouTube that you can join now if you feel so inclined. And now we're doing this Patreon thing. We are not releasing all of these things so that you do all of them. I'd never stop you from subscribing on Twitch and YouTube and giving us money on Patreon, but that's not the idea. The idea is to give you the options that you feel comfortable with, right? So maybe you don't want to give money to Twitch because you have some thing against Twitch, which is sure, fine. It's just options. We aren't trying to get you to subscribe on every single platform ever created. If we ever have so much stuff, in different locations, we're gonna try to make sure that anybody that is contributing in any way gets access to as much as we can give them access to. That's the goal.
Speaking of access and choices, as of right now on Patreon, we just have a pay what you want kind of option starting at $2. There's a key reason for this. We chose $2 because the way Patreon works is they take a chunk of change, a flat price for every patron that gives money, and then they take a percentage on top of that. So a lot of people that have $1 are literally getting maybe 25 cents.
We don't know what the
I don't know off the top.
Some of those percentages are variable, but the big thing is that there's a 30-cent flat charge per transaction. I think it is.
I think it's 35. I thought.
I think it's.
See, that's what I'm saying. Because we were trying to figure out what the best route is. We just kind of felt that at $2, we're actually going to be able to make $1 out of it.
Yeah, we do in the future want to offer higher tiers, which again we don't have currently. We want to know what you would be looking for. We're interested in providing some sort of reward for supporting us, some sort of incentive for supporting us. We just aren't social media savvy people, and we don't know exactly what it is that you people want. And so why don't you just tell us? Oh yeah, I'd pay you $5 if you did X. There are some stipulations there, it can't be oh yeah, if you released 4 times the quantity of content.
I think what Kirk's trying to say is
can't do that.
Just because the suggestion might not be the route that we go with.
Right.
Give whatever suggestion you think is best.
Please.
that you think is worth the additional money or a flat fee. And if you're just here to support us, I mean, I'm never going to turn down, $1 million Patreon person,
Hi, Bill Gates and Sergey Brin. Nice to see you guys.
If you think that you've got a good idea, or you've seen other Patreon people that have got good tiers that you think are fair, and that's the thing is we don't want to just be yeah, well, we actually talked about last week. We're oh, you give us $5 a month and you'll have access to our Discord.
Yeah,
and it's
why? Yeah. Why would we want to be hey, it's really important for us to build a community around the content that we're making. Hey, pay $5 and we'll let you be a part of the community that's built around the content we're making. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me.
So we want to make sure that if you want to give and you can give, you have the option. But if you think that there are good incentives out there that exist that you think would work really well for you, let us know because we want to do that.
Interested in ideas.
Yeah, that's kind of it. That's this whole video is one, thanking you for getting us to where we are now already, and two, give me more.
That's basically what we're doing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you've already given us so much by watching our content, by interacting with our content, by liking it, by subscribing to the channel, to commenting, joining the Discord, joining us on Twitter, and not really Facebook because
We don't like Facebook.
Yeah. So joining us on all of the forms of social media and interacting with us has already been like a huge help, and like thank you so much for that. But like, if we don't strive for more, we kind of become stagnant.
Eventually, we want to get to a place where, and this is like a pipe dream, but it's still a dream. And if we don't reach for the stars, something.
You shoot for the moon so you land in the stars.
Yeah, sure. That's what we're doing. If we eventually get to a point where we can have like a living doing this and like can pay people like a respectable wage to like come and be a part of QueueTimes, that is like
the goal.
Eventually, we'll get there. Hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah.
If you want to help, feel free to help. If you can't help, then enjoy the content. Whatever.
Yeah. No. I think I've said it 5 times. Thank you for at least watching. But that's gonna be it for us this week, or not this week, today. If you want to talk to us about this on another platform other than YouTube, you can talk to me on Twitter at IndigoQT.
And you can talk to me on Twitter at CrewQT, or you can talk to both of us at all these social media things down here. Fuck Facebook. We've been GreedGor Gorgon.
I think we should replace Facebook with a Patreon.
Oh yeah, I'm super gonna do that. That's like 100% yeah. On board.
Bye.
I don't even know the URL for our Patreon.